G'day and welcome back to RC Model Reviews. My apologies if I look hot and sweaty, but it's because I am hot and sweaty. I've just spent a day out in the sun testing the RunCam Swift 2 camera, and what can I say? Well, yeah, it's a RunCam Swift. It's an HS1177 and it's got an OSD along the bottom and it works really well. Now, you know I like the Runcam Eagle, and although it does have a little bit of latency that some people have noticed, some people haven't. And so for miniquads, the RunCam Swift 2 is probably going to be a better option if you're one of these ace super gun guys. I'm not, but it certainly does work well in miniquads. Now, I'm not a particularly good miniquad flyer. My hands have just been absolute crap. Really getting annoying to the nth degree now. But I went and flew today, blew 10 packs, went through 10 packs of batteries, and it was great. First thing, this camera has a 2.3mm lens, which is a little bit more wide angle than the standard 2.8 that most people have used to date. And I have got some quads with 2.5mm lenses, and I do like the 2.5mm lens. It seemed to me that it was a good balance between field of view and actually seeing stuff, because if you have too wide a field of view, everything looks so far away that you don't have time to really line up. Well, I don't have time to line up for gates or anything because they suddenly come upon you. There's nothing, and wow, there's a gate. Oh, what did I hit? So the 2.3mm, I thought, yeah, will it be too wide angle? And I must admit, to start with, yeah, it was. I was having a great deal of difficulty, especially flying close to the ground, because the ground looked a long way away, then whoop, suddenly you're upside down, because that last little bit of travel seems to come all of a sudden. But I spent a few battery packs just flying low, not flying fast, just flying low and getting a feel for how the ground looked with the 2.3mm lens. And I have to say, I'm pleased to say that after burning a few packs like that, I was getting much better. Still not perfect, still not as good as most people, but much better. I could do some good low altitude laps at a modest pace. Now, of course, as I always do in these tests, I put the RunCam Swift 2 through the punishment test. I whacked that thing into the ground many times, and it didn't blink. I blinked, but it didn't blink. The image was still as good. A couple of times I had crap on the lens, which I didn't notice until I took off again. So yeah, some of the shots that you might see down here have kind of a bit blurry. Well, it's not the lens, it's not the camera, it's the grass and all the stuff that gets all over the lens after you do a few tumbles and scream through the grass upside down. So yeah, the camera, I could not fault it. I could not fault it. Now, as I've told most people, I prefer telemetry to OSDs, and I still do. To be honest, I still do. When I'm going really fast, I don't have time to take my eyes off what I'm looking at and look at the voltage display. It's like it's like looking away like that while you're driving. If you're navigating a tight course and you look away, when you look back, things sometimes are not quite the way they should be. And a couple of times I did crash because I was checking the voltage, and when I looked up, I was upside down spinning around. So yeah, I think the Swift 2's OSD is brilliant. It's fantastic. It's a great bonus, especially if you're the kind of person that doesn't have telemetry. It's going to be great. But what I want to do, I'm going to have telemetry and the OSD. So I don't have to look at that voltage figure at all. I don't have to. I may, but I don't have to look at the voltage figure until my alarm starts triggering on my Tyrannus. And then I can just keep an eye on it a bit. But it means, hey, that's great. Because the other thing is, if you have a OSD and something goes wrong, you lose a cell or something, you don't necessarily notice it because you might only be 30 seconds into a flight. You're not expecting to have to check the voltage, but your telemetry will tell you, whoa, you're in big trouble, and you can land before the thing falls out of the sky. So yeah, there's pros and cons. I'm still a bit of a bareback man, but I must admit, I wouldn't buy a RunCam Swift. I'd buy a Swift 2 because you get a few more extra bucks, you get in that OSD. If you don't want it, turn it off. But if you do want it and you don't have it, well, hey, you're going to feel really disadvantaged. So yeah, that's great. As I say, I will probably still stick with the Eagle for my fixed wing FPV because the picture on the Eagle is so beautiful. But for really fast, full throttle miniquad racing, there's probably a bonus to that low latency that the Swift and the Swift 2 have. So there you go. So that's it. I'll leave you with a little bit of footage from my FPV flying out. The DVR, I should point out, was on the ground because I don't have anywhere to put the DVR. So the dropout in the video quality, if there is any, I haven't seen the footage yet, but if it drops out, don't blame the quad or the DVR. It's just because it was sitting on the ground beside me, and so at distance, and when the quad's really low, of course the reception is going to be crap. But there you go. That's it. Take a look. Got comments, questions, put them in the usual place. Now, I did fly it on a cloudy day. I don't know if I could find the footage because I seem to have lost that SD card. But if I can find the footage, I will put it in at the end of this because obviously you want to see how it goes in the beautiful sunshine and also in the crappy murkiness of winter. I'll try and give you both, but if I can't find the card, I'm sorry. Next cloudy day, I'll do some more flights. I'll show you then. In the meantime, thank you for watching. it's time for me to get back to the bench. Bye for now.